Okay, going live. You're live. Okay, hey folks. So this episode, I'll just focus on sound effects, and I'll try and make it quick if I can. It's been a while since I've dabbled with them, but Basic 65 did have the sound command, so you could potentially have a play with these things and fiddle with them. I mean, I've done that in the past, but another option was, well, actually, let's do it this way. Someone in the community, Dirk, had written a tool that can let you fiddle with these settings on the fly, which is fine. But maybe by comparison, we can do it with, let's say, the examples below. And sound 17382 J. Oh, I wonder what J is meant to be. That's interesting. Oh, J's in jiffies. All right. Oh, J. Oh, depending on which clock. Okay, or the NTSC and all that sort of thing. I'll just say 50 for 1 second. I guess that's what they're trying to say. Oops, I can't spell sound. Oh, wait up a second. I think I've made a mistake in my OBS. I need to share the sound. Maybe I can do that with this button. Yeah, hopefully we can hear this in the stream then. Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear it now. I've made that mistake in the past. I think Zemu has it back to front compared to the hardware. I think Zemu puts the first 3 channels, 1, 2, and 3. It has them kind of left aligned. They're going to your left speaker, and if we go to 4, it's going to your right speaker. But I believe the hardware does it in the opposite direction. Hardware does the first 3 to the right and 4 to 6 to the left. I know it sounds back to front on the hardware, but I think that was the intention from the Commodore team back in the day. And I kind of think that, yeah, the MEGA65 ends up respecting that Commodore decision back in the day. Even though, who knows, maybe we should swap it around and make it more left and right. But yeah, that's kind of where it stems from. So yeah, we could fiddle with these examples and get a feel for voice and frequency. So your voice is picking one of those 6 channels to play the sound from. Frequency, we could play with the frequency, make it higher. It's annoyingly loud, isn't it? I assume it is. I guess you could play with the volume and switch it lower. Would that make it any better? Or maybe the second group. Yeah, probably second group for sound. Yeah. Hopefully that's less annoying. So yeah, we can make it lower. And other things we can play with, duration, well that was that jiffy amount, 50 seconds on powerful, I think 1 second. So that's shorter again, 1/5 of a second. Direction, maybe we can play with direction. But remember, direction is a bit of a fiddly one. It says, 0 up, 1 down, 2 oscillate. So you'd think that, maybe you just put 1 and it'll magically work. And then you get frustrated, why didn't it work? And then after reading a bit more, you realize it's tied to some of the other things. If you want this down and up to work, I think you have to set the other 2 a minimum and a sweep. It's all a little odd. So in other words, set a minimum, let's say of 2000. So going from the range 2000 to 3000. So if we've picked down, it should go from 3000 to 2000. And I'm still not hearing it. And that's because we haven't set the sweep amount. And that's like how fast to go down by in what sort of, like maybe in groups of 100, 3000, 2900. Oh, I'm guessing it works like that. Yeah, and so it does it like that. Or if we want to slide down a bit more slowly, even more slowly. So yeah, you can control it that way with the min and the sweep. Yeah, but if you forget to set those 2, and yeah, you end up being frustrated. I said down, why aren't you going down? Or I said up, why aren't you going up? I said 2, why aren't you oscillating? Yeah, so once you set the others, then it kind of makes sense. So there you get your oscillate finally, and there you get your, that's down, and now you can hear your up as well. And you can see it's a bit fiddly, sort of, moving the mouse, oh sorry, the cursor back and forth to get into these positions. I know you can use some basic shortcuts like Escape K to get to the end again. But let's try some others. After sweep, there's the waveform. We had like 0, triangle, 1, sawtooth, 2, square. And once you've got 2 square, you can play with the pulse width of the square. That only works if you've put 2 here. So if you want, I'm imagining it somewhere in the middle, like 2048 by default. But if you want to make it sound a bit tinnier, I guess, make the pulse width a bit shorter. Oh, anyway, we could fiddle with the texture of it that way, or noise. But yeah, I think maybe if you get tired of, fiddling with sound effects that way, maybe it's better to work with the tool to decide these, and then once you're settled on a value from the tool. Yeah, and I think Dirk's tool is sufficient for that. So if you want to hunt his tool down, you can go to the file host. For those that haven't been there before, it's just a matter of typing in files.mega65.org. And that'll take you to the MEGA65 file host. And if you want to hunt certain programs down, you can go to the top right here. There's a search bar, or you never know, things here might take your fancy and you can download them or read the details of them. Like, I don't know, you want to play Bomb Jack or something like that. But if you're, you know what you want to some extent, maybe you're curious about 11, even though this will be a Bix official version of 11. My development version is a little bit different. Yeah, you could jump there, grab his version of 11, which was the final one he released. Or maybe you're interested in, what were we talking about? The sound effects tool. You could type sound, and here it is, sound editor. So let's go to that one. So here's Dirk's sound effects tool. And you even get a screenshot of it if you're curious what it looks like. There's X to close that one. And so let's say you can click download there. I think I've already downloaded it, so no need to download it again. And yeah, you can drop it onto your real MEGA65 or in the emulator. So in this case, I'll go to the emulator and just drop it in from there. Sound ed. And basically everything we did from the command line now we can just sort of pluck out of a menu sort of thing. The choice of voice, actually I'll put them side by side in case you want to look at the text here. Maybe I'll close this so you get a bit more real estate. And that way we can play with these side by side. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we get all our descriptive stuff here. And so if he's done it, if you want to change which voice, which really doesn't matter in this context, or maybe get a bit of left or right choice. I guess that's a bit more right aligned in CMU. If I pick voice 1, it'll be more left aligned in CMU, but in hardware right aligned. Yeah, but same thing. You could change the frequency, press 2, make it go from a higher frequency and play it. Or maybe you want it to go for a shorter period, you could press 3, change the duration to 10, play again, P for play, or duration long again, 50. Maybe that was direction 2, was the oscillate. Oh, we didn't hear much oscillation there. Maybe because the sweep amount was too small. So we can change the sweep amount. Let's make it 1,000, and let's press play again. Yeah, well, let's make it even more. 2,000. Still doesn't sound very oscillaty. Maybe I haven't done a good choice. What does down sound like? Down sounds like that. Up sounds like that. Maybe it's going too fast to really know what's going on. I'll make the sweep a bit smaller than 500. Yeah, alright, let's change the waveform to square wave. And anyway, play around, fiddle, adjust, and see what works for you. I had some that I played around with earlier. I just took some screenshots of what I'd settled with. I had some thoughts of what I'd use for kick and punch, a sweep kick. I should have picked something for die. Yeah, all right. Probably for die, I'd like a maybe a triangle wave just going down. So direction is down. Oh, that's one. If I play that, but maybe it'll go down a bit slower. So I'll make 6 the sweep, less. Play it. Yeah, I'm happy with that as a die sound. So I'll just take a screenshot of that too. I think maybe in future the tool could perhaps make this easier by maybe just printing out the final sound command that should be typed. I'll just put that as my die, so I remember that. This will be my die. So yeah, back in Zemu, we can maybe start putting this into the game. Right now, I'm on 100%. I'm going to change to, um, let's run it with the fast clock again, so it won't take so long to compile our attempts. So, mount, oops, 11D81, boot into, and now I have to try and remember where's a good place to do such things. Maybe consider next player frame, or maybe get user input. Yeah, I guess when we want to do kicks and things, maybe that's makes me think I should have like a duck sound eventually too. But anyway, it'll be in the joystick input part down here. There must be points where we decide things. Let me refresh my memory. Player animation is kneeling. Then we're going up again. Okay, handle case of some input. Right and left. Oh, I never thought about a walking sound, but yeah, let's skip that for now. Alright, if the fire button is down and we're doing upright and player animation is walking, then we're about to do a punch. Alright, this is a good point to play a sound. So what if we did a sound of, I'm happy just to do with sound channel 1. I mean, later on we could play like, if the player is on the left, you could do the left channels, or if the player is on the right, you can do right channel. That might be fun. But for now, let's not bother. So, where was paintbrush? So we're doing a punch, which I've felt like 4,000 was good. So voice 1, and the next number is the frequency. So for punch, 4,000, and then we've got duration. All right, 5, and direction is 1, and minimum is 100, and sweep is 1,000, and then wave is 3, the noise. I don't think pulse really matters for noise, so I'll just leave it at that. I'll save it. And maybe as a first test, just make sure I've got things right. I'll press F5 and let's compile it, and let's see if I can throw a punch. I'll get ready with the cursor keys. And mind you, sound is also something that will run in the background. Oh, that's interesting. Sound has the yes, this is a unfortunately common occurrence sometimes that certain commands 11 isn't familiar with just as yet. But that's okay. This can be a good experience in how to remedy such situations. So it wasn't aware of the sound basic command. So what we can do is load 11 up pass. Just I'll do Control P to just slowly list Control P, Control P, Control P. The different commands it is aware of. Why do I feel like maybe this was a typo? If I look at the key, he did slow and then sond. I wonder if slow. After, I feel like this might be a typo. So what's before sound in the sleep? Sin. Do we have things like sin? Find sin for sine wave. Yeah, we got sin. Have we got sleep? I think we've got sleep. Find sleep. We've got sleep. So I feel like sond was a typo. Alright, then I'll fix it. Okay, change that to sound. Oh, actually, maybe I should confirm there is no sound, right? LMNO. No, there is no sound command. It's sound. Desave. Put the at sign so it overwrites the previous one. 11 pass. And actually, might as well share the process I do to share such a fix. So I'll go to my 11 stuff, and inside the 11 repository there's a make file. So here, what do I want to do? I want to run the make all. What will that do? It'll retrieve the 11 D81 and then use C51541 tool to read all those files out. Then it'll use petcat to get their ASCII readable versions. Okay, so if I just run make, that will be make all really, and that'll make all new sort of .bas versions. If I look at the git status, the pass has been changed. If I do git diff 11 pass, oops, bas, you can see this line has changed. Maybe that's not as human readable. I'll try do beyond compare instead. Maybe this will be a bit more human readable. Yeah, sound has changed to sound, and because I've got access to the repository to commit this straight to master, which is maybe a bit naughty, but anyway, I'll just add all of those changes. The 11D81 file is changed to, that's got the new 11 pass in it. I'll commit that, repaired typo in sound command, push. And so yeah, now that sound command has been repaired, and if you did ever want to retrieve it, we could go to that repository, the 11 repository, and the 11D81 disk here has got the repairs. Recently also Biscetti made some repairs. He made a pull request to fix something similar. There were some other commands that were missing. He added the R cursor, R graphic. So yeah, you're welcome. If you've noticed anything's missing and you want to make a pull request to add any commands that were missing, and if you want to have a look at how he repaired it, you can look at his files changed. And you can see he edited 11 pass, but not bas, and he just added these missing commands onto the end of it, just like I did just now. I repaired a typo. So yeah, if you notice repairs like that, you're welcome to make a pull request and repair them. Maybe for some that aren't familiar with Git and GitHub, maybe how to make a pull request can be tricky, and maybe we can walk through that on another occasion, and just to help out people that want to do such things but just aren't familiar with how to engage with things like GitHub. Anyway, we'll save that for another occasion and get back to the sound effects this time. So yeah, okay, the sound command is hopefully back in 11. And remember, the gotcha is that 11 likes to cache things into attic RAM. So it's probably not good if I type boot, because that'll reload things from attic RAM. It's better that I reset the system with F10 and it loads everything off the disk again, so we get the latest version of pass. So this has the sound command that we've added there on that line, and if I press F5, hopefully it will pass the sound command fine this time. Interesting. So this is the first time I've used the sound command in 11 then. Alright, it must be. Okay, so do we get a sound effect when I throw a punch? Ooh, nice. Oops, yes. Okay, so yeah, this will be rinse and repeat then. Oh, actually, maybe I should make a sound effect if the hit registers and the person gets hit. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So this is just rinse and repeat for the other effects. I find other points in the code where I want to throw a punch or make a kick, or make a sort of, you received a hit or kick, or one where you die and you lose all your energy. But yeah, it's just much the same. I'll just keep going. But yeah, I think that covers it for this round. And maybe next round we can focus on a bit of music to add a bit more atmosphere. All right, okay, I'll stop it there. All right, and catch you next time.